are listening to Two Grown-Ups and a Mouse with AJ and Andrew. This is episode number 3. Today we will be talking about Disney attire, LeCellier in the Canada Pavilion in Epcot, and afternoon tea at the Garden View Tea Room in the Grand Floridian.
Everything Disney in and out of the house. Two grown-ups and a mouse.
Hi there, I'm AJ.
And I'm Andrew.
And you're listening to Two Grown-Ups and a Mouse. And you can find us with your favorite podcasts, but guess what?
You're already listening.
You already found us.
Yeah. So you should subscribe.
You should subscribe. That'd be a lot easier than finding us every time. Just subscribe and then it'll be there for you.
Yeah. Once a week.
Lots easier. We're also on social media.
Yep.
Facebook.
Twitter.
Instagram. Very difficult to find that too. It's called Two Grown-Ups and a Mouse. Kind of matches our name. Two Grown-Ups and a Mouse.
That's right.
And if you want to find us online, go to twogrownupsandamouse.com or .net.
Or dot something else.
Yeah.
I think we bought a few of them.
I think we did.
But .com is easiest.
Well, yeah. Just twogrownupsandamouse.com. One long word. Two grown-ups and a mouse.
Yep.
It's one word, right?
One word.
In the dictionary. Two grown-ups and a mouse. There's a picture of us.
Yep.
Picture of AJ, picture of Andrew.
That's right.
I might be lying.
Don't know which dictionary, but it hasn't been published yet.
Oh, that maybe I'm not lying. Maybe it just hasn't been published.
Exactly.
Oh. If you don't already know, this is a family-friendly podcast geared towards people without children, however. Even if you have children.
Sure.
You still like it. But it's good to know that if you have kids, this is family-friendly. There's nothing here that they won't be able to listen to. So we talk everything Disney, from inside the parks to back at home.
And outside the parks, which hopefully includes your home.
Yeah. Back at home is outside the parks. Even if you live close to Disney, I don't think you live at Disney.
Well, that would be nice, actually.
It'd be convenient.
Some people do live in Disney.
Well, I was going to say, if you live in Golden Oaks.
That is not part of Disney.
I was going to say, you can't say that you live at Disney if you live in Golden Oaks.
Nope.
What about Celebration?
Nope. That's all.
Darn it.
It's all officially not part of Disney. However,
it's very close.
Because of the way they did this stuff in Orlando, where the park is at, they actually need to have people that live on Disney property so they can vote on various town rules and everything.
Which tour did we learn that on?
I don't remember.
But I do, when you said that, I was like, yeah, I remember learning that on one of the tours.
Yep.
That's one of those fun facts you learn on the tours. Tours are really cool. We'll have to talk about tours one day.
Yeah, I think so.
We've done a couple of them.
We've done a few. We've actually gotten really lucky on them, so.
Oh, yeah, we've had great experiences on the tours. But that's not one of the subjects today.
No.
You know what one of the subjects is?
What?
Clothes. Disney attire.
Disney attire.
And Disney makes you tired. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about Disney attire.
Tires?
No. Tires go on cars.
Isn't that in Disneyland? In
yeah, Cars Land. Yeah. No. How about Disney bounding?
Disney bounding?
Do you know what that is?
I do.
A lot of men don't.
Well, I'm a nerd, so I know what it is.
Do you want to explain it?
No, you can go ahead and explain it. I don't want to show that much nerddom off.
You know what it is, but just in case.
Right.
So, this is just me talking. I don't know how close I am to the truth, but this is what I foresee happened. Mm-hmm. Or where it blossomed from. Disney bounding is when you dress up to resemble a Disney character, but you don't necessarily dress exactly like the character.
Right. You're not in costume.
Correct. So what I was saying was where I personally think it probably stemmed from was we all know that Disney has the rules that 12 and above or 14 and above,
right?
Whatever. I'm not saying what the age is because I'm not 100% certain. You can find it on the website. But basically, adults are not allowed to dress up at the parks except during special events, right, such as Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. Then they do allow costumes within reason. Right. There are certain things that you can't do, such as weapons or masks, right, whatever and whatnot. But on a regular basis, adults are not allowed to dress up in right, character because they don't want people to go up to someone that may or may not be dressed up for example, like Snow White.
Right.
Oh my God, you're Snow White, and getting autographs because they need that illusion that there is one Snow White in the park and they can control where and when
Correct.
she's going to appear. So since you cannot dress up like a character, I think that's where Disney bounding stemmed from.
Sure.
So people, found a way around where they could still pay homage to whatever character it is
Right.
they want without going all out.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we went to an event a few years back. I haven't seen anything since then. It was Villains at Hollywood Studios.
Yeah,
It wasn't Villains Tonight, but it was...
No, it was a Villains...
It was a Villains event.
Right.
It was very similar to the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party or
Correct.
Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, where it was a separate ticketed event.
Right.
You could get into Hollywood Studios. It was like, 4 or 5 hours long, and you were allowed to be
Right.
in costume. So...
And they brought out all the villains so you could go get your picture taken and autographs. They had certain rides open, and it's one of their nightly special events where
Right.
they had special food and a special show, and
Right.
that was long enough ago because they had a special fireworks party. That was before they were doing fireworks at
Hollywood Studios on a regular basis.
Right.
No, but that was the first time that I Disney bound.
right.
And I Disney bound as Olaf. And I wore
Right.
a white tank top. I ordered from Amazon an orange belt.
Right.
I wore black shorts, and I believe I made special Mickey ears that were white with brown.
I don't want to correct you, but actually
Pipe
at the
cleaners.
Villains event at MGM, you went as Ursula.
I did, but I'm not talking about at the event. I'm talking prior to the event.
Oh, that's right.
Ah, thank you. I Disney bound as Olaf.
That's right.
And then changed in the parking lot into my Ursula costume
Yep. All right.
that I handmade.
Yep.
And then it got donated to a very sweet girl named Ashley, and she was so happy to get the Ursula costume.
Right.
So I was really happy that, because I didn't, as much as I enjoyed making it and as much as I enjoyed wearing it, I was glad that it could find another home where someone else could enjoy it,
Right. Sure.
because I just didn't foresee wearing that outfit again. But Disney bounding outfits, that was great because it was just a regular white T-shirt,
Right.
black shorts, an orange belt that could be used for that or for anything that I might.
Right.
Not that I wear orange belts often, but they were just normal clothing items. Nowadays, Disney is really getting into the Disney bounding. If you go to shopdisney.com or you go to the parks, you'll see a lot of, I think they call it get into character.
Yep.
That's the theme of the new clothing line.
Right.
And you can buy shirts that are basically Disney bounding shirts.
Right.
I've seen Ariel.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen Jessie from Toy Story.
Right.
In fact, there was a video the girl was wearing, with the Toy Story Land opening up recently. So she's wearing it's a tank top made to look like Jessie's shirt,
Mm-hmm.
So, I even bought a short dress. I don't
Right.
wear it as a dress. I wear it more as a long shirt with bike shorts underneath it, but
Right.
it's a black top with red and white polka dot
Right. Right.
bottom that I saw. I said, this is really cute. So Disney bounding is really fun,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a great way to dress Disney at the parks.
Sure.
Of course, now, do you know at the Grand Floridian, you can go into their spa, into their salon, and you can get a hair and makeup package as an adult, which they didn't have prior.
Right.
So, let's say that you wore the Ariel costume, you could go get your hair and makeup done, not to look like Ariel, but
Right.
to resemble
Sure.
her. They do have special packages because they know that adults like being kids,
Sure.
and they like doing these kid things.
Well, I even saw something, and I'm probably speaking way out of turn now, but I saw something that they were going to start opening Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique
To adults?
Adults.
Are you sure?
I could have sworn I saw that.
Well,
I will have to look that up.
like I
Let's
said,
see.
they do have at Grand Floridian in their spa, in their salon,
Right.
but it's not Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique. But it's a similar concept. Bibbidi
yeah, those-
Bobbidi Boutique is for kids up to, whatever their age limit is.
Right.
And so now kids that are too old for that, because they fall outside of that age range, now they have another option where they can go and do that. So we have another Disney trip planned, as we often do. And I have made some Disney bounding outfits.
See, now this is basically what you were talking about. See, this is what I get for just reading the headline where it says Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique for adults. Yes, please. But really they're talking about going to the character couture packages are now available at Walt Disney World salons.
Thank you.
Where you become transformed into a favorite character.
So basically don't listen to Andrew. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, I just read the headlines. I don't, I'm just here for the pictures in the article and the headlines.
Right.
The rest is not important. But that makes sense because it's not. It wouldn't. When I saw the headline, it was kind of like, how's that going to work?
Because adults are not allowed to dress as characters.
Correct.
But this isn't dressing as a character. This is resembling the characters. So as I started to say, we are going to Disney soon, as we always do. And I did make some Disney bounding outfits.
Right.
One of them is the alien little green man from Toy Story.
Ooh.
The claw. So actually, I've worn this outfit once already.
Yep.
Andrew and I went to the Florida SuperCon recently because it was right around the corner from our house. So we went to Florida SuperCon and I said, you know what, let me wear this Disney bounding outfit because I'm not going to have too many chances to wear it. I mean, I'm not gonna, as much as I want to wear it at Disney, I'm not going to want to wear it every trip to Disney. So I wanted to get another use out of it. And it was a green shirt where I put a heat transfer vinyl to make white eyes with black pupils and a black mouth.
Yep.
And a blue skirt. And voila.
Yep.
I was a little green man. Oh, and I also bought a purple belt.
Right.
So I had green shirt, purple belt, blue skirt. And of course I had blue bike shorts underneath it. But I got a lot of compliments on that. That was pretty cute. I'm looking forward to wearing that again.
You forgot the most important part.
What?
The alien shoes.
Oh, yes. I do have. Vans has had a few collections with Disney.
Yep.
And I have 8 pair of Disney Vans now. It was 7 for a long time.
I didn't hear any of that.
It was 7 pair for a long time.
My headphones cut out.
But I do have 8 pair of Disney Vans. One of them is the little green men from Toy Story.
Yep.
So yes, that did definitely add to my outfit. But I made you a matching shirt.
Yep.
It was a light blue, sky blue shirt, and on the pocket it says Toy Story.
Right.
So this way you could get into the theming without being Disney bounding as your wife was.
Right.
So, and we will be recycling those outfits on our next trip.
Sure.
Then I did make another Disney bounding outfit for Winnie the Pooh. This one is a red shirt with, I opted to put the word honey on it, again in heat transfer vinyl, and a yellow skirt.
Right.
With, of course, the yellow bike shorts underneath. And will be bounding as Winnie the Pooh. And for both of these, I made matching Mickey ear headbands. Of course, I'm fortunate I have a cameo silhouette that my loving husband bought for me a few years ago.
Yeah.
And I like to do vinyl projects.
Sure.
Adhesive vinyl, heat transfer vinyl. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. I've made a lot of stuff.
I've made a lot of ears.
Yeah.
I buy inexpensive ears from Amazon or eBay, and then I attach the vinyl to them to...
Vinyl and bows and...
Yeah.
We made some really elaborate ears at one point where we had light up and...
Well,
those were a while ago.
I sewed those. I mean, I can sew them as well, but it's a lot of work.
Oh, yeah.
And then just like with the alien outfit, it's not something I want to wear over and over and over again. So I find that, making the inexpensive ears that I buy off of Amazon and just decorating those is a little more feasible. So I did make ears to match the Martian outfit, and I did make ears to match the Winnie the Pooh outfit. And I found the most adorable purse at shopdisney.com. It's made by Loungefly, and it says honey on it.
Okay.
It's Pooh's Honey Pot. So I don't usually change purses on our trips. I usually just have one purse for the entire weekend. But our next trip, I might have to change purses because it's adorable, but, the honey pot does not really match the Martian.
And this is why we have to take 4 suitcases and a steamer trunk with us for every weekend trip.
I don't know what you're talking about. I am not sure. But Disney bounding's a lot of fun.
Sure.
And for the Winnie the Pooh outfit, I made you another matching shirt.
Right.
And it says...
Catchphrase time. Cue up the Jeopardy music.
Never a bother or not bothered. Something about not being bothered because you know how Pooh always says, "Oh, bother."
Right.
So it's a play on that.
Sure.
So, little picture of Winnie the Pooh on there, and no, it says no bothers given. That's what it says.
That's right.
My mind does work when I try.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
I think so.
I hope so.
Well,
it is my mind.
But I am allowed to point them out when you miss.
And you never do.
I never would.
Never.
Ever.
And you never call anything the wrong name.
No. Not
like
at all.
Hollywood Studios.
MGM, right.
Hollywood Studios.
MGM.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. So next time we go down, we're going to hit downtown Disney.
Uh-huh.
Go to Pleasure Island for a little while.
That's amazing because neither one of those things are there.
Oh,
and neither is MGM.
It is. I saw it when we drove by.
Yeah. It's amazing, though. It says Hollywood Studios.
I just can't see that part.
You might be blind.
It's a mirage.
You know what else is fun? Talking about Disney attire beyond Disney bounding. And actually, a lot of people do bounding for this. Have you heard of Dapper Day?
I have.
You've been to a Dapper Day.
We have.
You did not participate.
No.
I kind of did.
A little bit.
I didn't. People that do Dapper Day, if you go to dapperday.com, right? Pretty easy, dapperday.com. They have information on Dapper Day. You can get much better information than I can tell you.
Sure.
It's going to be a lot more detailed, but I can tell you our experience. And we went to Disney parks when it happened to be Dapper Day. I knew it was going to be Dapper Day, so I basically was Disney bounding as Minnie Mouse.
Right.
Because I wore a black top and No, I didn't wear black. I wore a red and white Minnie Mouse top.
I remember it being Minnie Mouse.
Like a bustier top and a black skirt.
Right.
And of course I wore like white tights underneath it so my legs didn't rub together.
Right.
And I had bought a hat on Amazon. I like Amazon. It's great for Disney bounding. I bought a red hat on Amazon. I bought white gloves. So I was basically bounding, but I was also, in the skirt because Dapper Day, what is it from, I want to say the 40s? 30s to 40s, that era.
That's that style of clothing,
right?
Which is, well, I saw the dates for like this year because it used to be more in the summer, if I remember correctly, or it used to be when the weather was hotter.
It might have been,
which is why I was never crazy about the idea because I don't want to wear long sleeves and a tie and dress shoes when it's 100 degrees outside.
No, but people that really get into Dapper Day and really dress up for it, they're beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they have these gorgeous outfits, and some of them that incorporate the Disney bounding into the outfits. Like I've seen men basically bounding as Donald Duck.
Right.
With maybe they'll have the blue of Donald's outfit with a white shirt and a yellow tie, so they incorporate the colors into their outfits and still have that, 30s, 40s kind of style. And that also, I believe, might have been what prompted. I mean, it's kind of like which came first, the chicken or the egg.
Right.
I think that is kind of what may have prompted the dresses at the dress shop.
Or
maybe it was the dress shop prompted people to start Dapper Day. I don't know which came first, but because of Dapper Day, the dresses have become extremely popular.
Right.
The sundresses and the crinolines. I, of course, don't need a crinoline because I fill out my skirts well enough without needing the extra poof.
Right.
I have my own built-in poof. But you can get these great dresses that are very appropriate for Dapper Day.
Sure.
Inside the parks or, of course, on shopdisney.com or shopdisneyparks.com.
Right.
Well, actually, Shop Disney Parks isn't .com. It's an app. Can you get to them but .com? I always use the app.
I don't think you can. I don't think I think it's app only.
Yeah.
Because it's also meant for shopping while you're at Walt Disney World.
Right. It's a tool that you can use while you're at Disney World. I prefer to shop on Shop Disney Parks app because as a pass holder, with the pass holder discounts, I can purchase items from the app and get my discount on it. Whereas if I do shopdisney.com, unfortunately, they do not offer the same pass holder discount on that website. We do have a Disney Visa card, so we do often...
Sure.
We are often able to get the Disney Visa
Right.
discount, but that's 10% versus 20%.
Right.
So,
Although often there's enough other discounts that it kind of makes up. But it's more work to have to find them and then try to figure out if they're still valid. Or you run into the trap you always fall into that, oh, if I just spend $10 more, I get free something.
Let me tell you a funny story. The purse I was talking about, the Honey Pot purse, they did not have that on the Shop Disney Parks app, so I did find that on shopdisney.com. Told a girlfriend about it, so she said she wanted the purse also, which was great because then I was purchasing 2 purses and I was able to get free shipping.
Right.
Went ahead and put in my Disney Visa, got 10% off. Put in the order, didn't think anything of it, and the next day they started Friends and Family. And then my friend reminded me, she's like, yeah, there's Friends and Family. And I'm thinking, because they shipped out the order the day Friends and Family started. So I called them up and I very nicely explained, I said, I'm a little upset because you didn't ship the order until Friends and Family started. I thought maybe they would automatically apply the discount, which they didn't do. However, they didn't automatically do it, but they did apply the discount. All I had to do was give them a call, explain to them what happened. No questions asked. Okay, you got it. So they did adjust that for me. So that was really nice. They do Friends and Family at least once a year. I think they do it twice a year because I know they have a twice upon a year sale.
Right.
They have that in June and I want to say January, right after Christmas. So they often do have discounts, and that Friends and Family sale that they just had was 25% versus my 10% discount. So I was able to utilize that, but yeah, Disney attire, Disney bounding, and Dapper Day, those are all fun things. And like I said, Disney has made it. We talked about the get into character line. Of course, I love Her Universe. Right. People could also go to Her Universe directly, just heruniverse.com. A lot of the merchandise you can buy at Shop Disney Parks, at the actual parks, in the Disney store. They do sell her merchandise, Her Universe merchandise, They still do sell Her Universe merchandise at those areas. They sell some of it at Torrid, which are size 10 and up. It's plus sizes. It's owned by the same company as Hot Topic. Right. They sell a lot of her stuff at Hot Topic, and a lot of her outfits are Disney bounding. Sure. Because that's geared towards women who want to do fantasy, sci-fi, or cartoons, all that fun stuff.
Nerd stuff.
I know they were supposed to expand. I don't know what's happening with that. The Our Universe, as opposed to Her Universe, expanding into men and... Right.
Well, I think they've finally grown, because they started adding more and more men stuff, and then the name doesn't really work. So
so it's supposed to be Our Universe, not Her Universe. But great stuff, and I'm a plus-size girl, and they have lots of plus-size products, so I do own a few of those items as well. Yeah. But dressing Disney is a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. It's a big topic, so we'll probably hit it again once or twice or 20 times.
Shopping and dress? What?
Right, exactly.
But now I'm hungry, so I want to talk about food.
All right.
So
we'll end up talking about food a lot in this podcast.
You know what, though? Disney has a lot of food to offer.
Sure.
I mean, and that's one of the reasons, in our first episode, we talked about why Disney.
Sure.
And one of the reasons is the restaurants.
Yeah.
I don't even know if we said that, but it is one of the reasons.
It is.
They have a lot of great restaurants inside of the parks and outside of the parks.
Right.
So, but I think we should talk about a restaurant inside of the park.
All right. Which one?
What do you want to talk about?
I don't know. How about our neighbor to the north?
Alaska?
No.
I'm not good with geography.
Uh-oh. Okay. We can talk about the cellar. Or, as they say in French, LeCellier.
France isn't north of us.
But Canada is.
Oh. I knew that.
All right.
I did know that. I went to Canada when I was 2.
Well, I don't know if that really makes you an expert or not. But
not really, no.
I think you probably just pissed off all the Canadian listeners. So
sorry.
Yeah, well.
Didn't do it on purpose?
That's okay. I probably mispronounced LeCellier as well. So
no, I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it.
Sure.
Well, what do I know?
Yeah. Well, I heard an employee or cast member say it that way once, so it must be true.
Oh, okay.
So
that works for me.
Yeah.
We haven't been there in a while.
No, we haven't.
It was really good, though.
It was.
A lot of people like that restaurant.
Well, it's a I think Disney didn't fully understand how good it would be because it started off as one of the normal sit-down restaurants.
As opposed to Signature.
Right, but now it is considered a signature restaurant. So it's a two sit-down, what do they call it?
Credits.
2 credits.
You get, well, unless they changed it. They used to be you get a certain number of dining credits. Some restaurants are 1 credit and some restaurants are 2 dining credits.
Right, on both the Disney dining plan and the deluxe dining plan, it's 2 sit-down restaurant credits as opposed to a quick service.
Right.
So,
well, a quick service is a quick service. A table service is table service. But
right.
For most table service, well, most non-character table service, you would just need to use 1 of your credits.
Correct.
But for the signature dining or
right.
designated dining areas, there are certain restaurants that they have said you're going to be 2 credits because, for whatever reason, it could be because it's character, it could be because it's more expensive.
Right. So it's I don't remember where I was going with that. So it's
no. You were saying that it used to be 1 dining credit,
right? It was, and then
they didn't realize how popular it was going to be, and now
right.
it's they. Well, but I don't. It's not just the popularity, but because of the popularity and the cost.
Right. Well, I think they maybe they moved it a little up as well once they realized, oh, hey, this is popular, so let's make it even a little better, right. And a little better, and a little better.
Well, what's the most popular dish there? Would it suffice to say that would be the cheese soup?
Yeah, everybody talks about the cheese soup.
We had it. It was good. Yeah. We enjoyed it.
And you can find recipes for it pretty much everywhere. If you type in Epcot cheddar cheese soup, you can find a recipe for it. It's been published far and wide.
Well, Disney likes to share their recipes anyway. Sure. I mean, if you ask them for a recipe, they're going to give it to you.
Right. And although a lot of times at the restaurant, I remember we asked for a recipe from one of the restaurants, and they gave us the recipe. That was no problem, but they gave us the recipe for a restaurant.
500 servings.
So it was like, 2 pounds of butter and 5 gallons of
it wasn't 2 pounds of butter. It was like 20 pounds of butter.
Yeah, it was a little hard. By the time we scaled it down, it didn't really make any sense anymore. So it was like, well, we tried. But with this one, it's in the books. Disney publishes a bunch of cookbooks, so it's in at least 1 or 2 of those. But it's by far probably one of the most popular dishes.
I want to go there and see if they still have the chocolate mousse.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, because we used to do Mother's Day and Father's Day at our house.
Right.
Now we got lazy. Now we just go to restaurants.
Yeah.
We say we love you, but not that much.
That's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work.
And honestly, it costs just as much to make the food than it is to go to the restaurant.
But they were fun. I mean, we had fun. We had fun doing them,
right.
And we did. We liked to make Disney dishes, cook everything from scratch, and we made chocolate mousse.
Right.
And it's just like it sounds. It's chocolate mousse.
Right.
It's a mousse in the shape of a moose. If you look online for pictures of LeCellier chocolate mousse, you will see a chocolate mousse.
Yeah, I forgot about that. And that was... but the popular dessert there is the maple creme brulee.
That sounds good too.
So it's probably
Can we go there on our next trip?
I don't know. Maybe.
If we can get a reservation.
Probably not.
It's pretty popular.
Yeah, it's probably one of the more, despite being signature, it's probably one of the more popular sit-down restaurants at Epcot.
Well, and you can get a nice steak there.
Oh yeah.
And there are a few places on property you can get a nice steak.
Sure.
I mean, of course, one of our favorite restaurants is Yachtsman Steakhouse.
Right.
And I would expect to get a nice steak there.
Right.
If you want a non-Disney restaurant, there's Don Shula's in the Dolphin, I want to say. It might be in the Swan, but, it's
one of
those restaurants you can go to Shula's.
Right.
And that's a good steak restaurant, but it's basically on Disney property, but it's not a Disney restaurant. But
right.
Again, if you're looking for a good steak, it's a great place to go to for a good steak.
Sure.
So,
well, and all the signature restaurants have a steak dish on the menu, and it's usually a fillet or a New York strip, depending on the restaurant. But all of them will have at least one steak dish.
Right.
Just to cover the meat and potatoes people.
Artist Point.
Right.
At Wilderness Lodge.
Right.
That's a really good restaurant. You can get a really good steak there also. But I think that's why a lot of people like LeCellier, because you can get a good steak over there. You can get your steak, you can get your potato soup, you can get your chocolate mousse.
Right. And it's right there in Epcot. The downside is they don't offer any of the dining packages there. So, like, if you want to get Eat to the Beat, which we talked about in one of our previous podcasts, or Candlelight, which we'll probably talk about at some point in the future, most of the Epcot restaurants have a dining package where if you eat a meal there at some point,
you have to fit into their specifics of what you're required to order certain items or price points or however they configure it.
It's basically hitting a minimum price just to keep the people from going in and ordering a coffee and a creme brulee and then getting reserved seating to an event. So you have to hit a minimum. But LeCellier has not been on those lists lately. So it wasn't last year. It's not this year for Eat to the Beat, and I didn't see it on the list either for Candlelight this year. So
well, there's multiple reasons. I mean, it could be just because of its popularity.
Sure.
And then that would make it even more so difficult to get a reservation there.
Well, I think they do it two-pronged because people want to not have to wait in line to go see one of the events because those lines fill up really fast. So people, you end up having to wait for a couple hours instead of enjoying the rest of the park. So, and then it's also a way for Epcot to fill in the restaurants so they can, get more people to eat some of the good dining.
We like the restaurants in Epcot. We've had a few good dining experiences and some okay dining experiences. Some better than others.
Actually, I think there's not any that I would necessarily... I need to stop playing with that. There's not many that I would actually avoid.
Wait, you need to explain what you're doing. He has a little piece in his hand because he's fidgety.
Yeah, I am. I'm fidgety.
He keeps on dropping it. So I apologize for the noise you may or may not hear.
Well, details.
Just so they know, you have to give them that picture. They can't see us.
Well, that's true. Well, in the full picture is we're sitting at our dining table doing this, so anything I drop. But, yeah, I have to keep my hands busy.
So put it down. No, you should have dropped it so they could hear it again.
But what am I going to do with my hands? I'm a hand talker in real life, so...
Just tick you late.
You're the only one that's going to get to see my wild arm movements.
The YMCA that he's doing right now? Except for his C was backwards, but that's okay.
It was backwards to you.
Apparently you don't do the YMCA often enough. No, we're sitting
I do it for myself, not for others.
We're sitting in our dining room, but our dining room is quite Disney.
Yep.
Our whole house is quite Disney.
A little.
I think the only room in the house that isn't Disney is the master bathroom.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything Disney in there.
No. But in the guest bathroom...
There's a picture.
And the curtain rings.
And the curtain rod rings.
And the little travel size shampoos, conditioner may or may not have been from the cruise.
Or a hotel.
No, the cruise.
Well, right now they're from the cruise, but you grab them from the hotels as well. You bribe the cabin stewards on the Disney cruises.
I would never.
And somehow magically we end up with countertop full of soaps and shampoos. And
that we use.
We do use them.
Because they're high quality and I like them.
Yeah.
A lot.
Might as well.
So.
I like it.
Either way. We digress.
Yeah.
A lot.
Little detour.
Let's see. LeCellier, cruise and toiletries.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense to me.
Sure. Well, LeCellier is really good.
I like it.
We should go back.
Yeah.
We're going to go back.
It's highly recommended.
I don't know when we're going back, but we're going back.
Although it does fall into the same category for me as it's a very nice restaurant in the middle of a park.
Yes, we talked about that before.
So it's my one...
The conundrum.
Right. And it's fine. And maybe it's just me, but, when I'm sitting down for a nice meal, I want to I don't like feeling like I've been out in the sun all day kind of thing. Right?
Well, you can enjoy it more if you're not thinking consistently about how hot you are.
Right.
I'm guessing that's where you're going. But
basically,
speaking of being hot and enjoying food, you know what else we really enjoyed?
What?
Our next subject. Tea time at the Grand Floridian.
Oh, yeah. Tea time.
You enjoyed that.
I surprisingly, I did.
Because you didn't think you would.
I didn't.
said,
And not only that, I thought I was not going to have enough food, and we hadn't eaten that much that day. Because we got tea time in the middle of the afternoon, so it's like, do I eat lunch or do I not eat lunch? And then
preconceived notions.
Yep.
We didn't know what to expect.
We didn't. And I was happily surprised.
Well, I just wanted to do tea time so we could do something new.
Sure.
We went with friends who were visiting.
Right.
And they do tea often.
Well, our friends happen to be from England, so it was quite appropriate.
They do. English high tea.
Right.
Real tea. Not fake tea.
And we could fact check the Grand Floridian tea time against a couple of people from England.
Exactly. Well, I hadn't done a tea before.
No, I haven't.
My parents actually did one at the end of March for their 50th anniversary.
Right.
There is a local place that offers the tea.
Mm-hmm.
So they went to their tea event, and I still hadn't been to one. So I said, I want to try it. We like to try new things when we go to Disney. And that's really enjoyable for us,
sure.
finding new experiences, because we do go there so often. And we have our tried and true things that we like to do over and over again, and there's nothing wrong with that. But it is nice to be able to say, let's try something new this time.
Right.
And it doesn't have to be as elaborate as a tea.
No.
It could just be...
But it's surprising that after going to Disney for 15 years, multiple times per year, and to the point where we probably spend 30 to 40 days per year in the parks. That's been my rough estimate. Probably for the last few years we've spent that much time. We still find lots of things that we haven't done.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of restaurants we haven't tried because they do change infrequently, but frequently enough that there are changes or additions. So there's almost always a restaurant we haven't tried, a tour we haven't done, a ride we haven't ridden. Right. So tea was one of the things that we hadn't done. Right. So I thought this would be appropriate. Plus, I had bought some really, really cute outfits for my friend and I to wear and match. Right. In fact, we were talking about Dapper Day. We were talking about the dresses from the dress shop. These were the orange bird dresses from the dress shop. So, and a matching orange bird purse. That's right. Made by Loungefly. So we had these great outfits, but, you don't really want to... Some people do like wearing dresses to the park. I prefer not to wear something so formal. Mm-hmm. Not really formal. It's more semi-formal. But either way, I prefer to wear something with shorts underneath. So doing a tee was an appropriate way to dress alike and be dressed up for the tea, but not required, just something we wanted to do. Right. So we made the reservations. We went to the tea. As you said, there was enough food. Yeah. So the menu, I couldn't even tell you what my sandwiches were. I know I had 5 different kinds of sandwiches. I know one of them had cucumber. Right. One of them was an egg salad. One of them was a pear sandwich. Right. One of them was chicken curry. So actually, I just named 4 of them. Mm-hmm. But there were 5 different sandwiches. Right. And in the descriptions, even I was a little bit hesitant because I said, I don't know if I'm going to like this or not. Right. But, well, and we should also say, when we say sandwiches, it's not obviously not a full sandwich. Well, it's finger food. It's fingers. Right. They were finger sandwiches. Basically. But, when you add it all up, it's probably still about 1.5 sandwiches worth of food, if not 2. Right. Well, we got the sandwiches, and then you and I, with our meal, we added the wine and cheese plate. Or not wine and cheese, the cheese and fruit plate. Right. We opted not to do any alcohol. You can do alcohol, but we opted for no alcohol. Right. It's not just cheese and fruit, it's the imported cheese and exotic fruit plate. Well, I love fruit because fruit is sweet. Right. And I love sweets. So I really enjoyed having added the fruit and cheese plate. No, so between the finger sandwiches and the fruit and the cheese, it was a lot of food because I want to say the price for just getting the finger sandwiches and the pot of tea was $30. Right. But or $35, I think. per person.
Per person.
But then adding on the cheese and fruit edition was an additional $15
Right. So it's $50 total
per person.
per person.
Right. But you do, as you said, you get a lot of food. You get
Surprisingly.
You get the full pot of tea. You tried your tea, but you actually wanted a Diet Coke, so you...
Well, I wasn't sure if I was going to like it, so I kept it as
an option.
a backup anyways.
But I don't think they charged you for the Diet Coke. I think that was included.
I think it was included.
And then our friend opted not to get tea.
Right.
He got coffee.
No, he still got tea as well.
No. He got the coffee.
Oh.
And a Diet Coke.
Oh, maybe. Okay.
Yeah,
Whatever.
he didn't bother getting a pot of tea.
Doesn't matter.
So he got that. He got that. And then after that was our main course, then we had a whole dessert tray.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm sure there's a name for that. It's like a 3-tier
Sure.
tray
Yeah.
with a whole bunch of different desserts on there.
That's the name of it.
What a 3-tier tray.
Yeah.
Could be.
Right.
But it was beautiful. We have pictures of it.
Right.
We can put those on the website so people can see what we're talking about.
And you had a choice of 2 different dessert styles. Mm-hmm. So you had one. And it sounds like a lot when you say it's 3 tiers, but it's not. It's 3 tiers.
It was a lot.
Well, it was, but
it was for 2 people.
It was for 2 people, and it's a few finger-sized desserts, which is a nice selection.
But considering we really did get a lot of food because we had thought when we had gone in, we were going for the experience, not for the food.
Sure.
We were pleasantly surprised
Right.
that the food, that we were full. Of course, what we failed to mention is the 3 of you ordered from the kids menu.
We did.
Because you were hesitant with the sandwiches that I had gotten. Mm-hmm. I had been hesitant, but I tried them and I enjoyed all of them.
Right.
I really did. I truly liked all of them because even though they were a little bit more eclectic than what I would typically get, they were still a nice combination and nothing had too powerful of a flavor. But we had asked our waitress, is it possible to order the sandwiches from the kids menu? And she said, no problem.
Right.
So instead of getting the 5 sandwiches I had gotten, which I also could have, if there was one I didn't want, I could have changed it.
Right.
You had the option of tuna fish, ham, and cheese, or peanut butter and jelly.
Right.
And none of you wanted to try the tuna fish, so you got combinations of ham and cheese and peanut butter and jelly.
Right.
So that made you happy that you didn't have to try the quote-unquote frou-frou sandwiches that had all the specialty saucy... They weren't really saucy, but they were definitely eclectic.
They were, and most of them didn't, because I'm not a big seafood person, so some of them, didn't one of them had seafood?
It's possible.
And then I didn't, like the cucumber thing, I'm not a cucumber fan, so that one didn't sound all that appealing, so yeah, I wussed out and went with PB&J and ham and cheese.
But it's really nice to know that they would accommodate and there was no extra fee and it was no questions. It was like, of course. I mean, it was definitely Disney magic and Disney at its best, great service. And the tea isn't just, here's your pot of tea. I mean, they have a whole tea menu.
Right.
Big selection of different flavored teas.
I didn't count them, but there was more than a dozen different varieties of teas. And what's funny is that you can actually sit there and have the staff explain each one of them to you as well, if you wanted to, and torture them. But they were all very knowledgeable about what was on the menu, especially to us, where we have, to me, tea is tea, which is not actually correct. So
it's far from correct.
Yeah.
No, but I really enjoyed the experience and I really enjoyed the food.
Yeah.
It was really nice ambiance in there. We, as I already mentioned, my friend and I had dresses on, but you and her husband had shorts on, just shorts and T-shirt. Yeah. I don't believe there's a dress code.
No, not any special dress code. It's just the usual. I'm sure there's no bathing suits, and you need to wear shoes and the usual typical indoor kind of thing.
Right.
But no, it was a very good experience.
Right. It was definitely something I would recommend to people I mean, not
Sure,
necessarily
try it.
something to do all the time, but it's definitely, it's a great meal. You know, you'll get plenty of food, even if you think you won't.
Right.
I mean, knowing that you have if the things, again, frou-frou, they're too frou-frou for you, you have the option of the ham and cheese,
Right.
the tuna fish, or the peanut butter and jelly. So knowing that you have that option, it is kind of nice. Or even if you just want to really enjoy the dessert portion of it,
Right.
I don't think that they'll charge you any less.
No, I think you're stuck with the $35 level.
But the desserts, you know, in and of itself are really worth it. I mean, that was a really nice dessert tray.
Well, you get the best desserts in Grand Floridian, so
Yes, it's very high quality. The presentation was beautiful.
Yep.
Everything. It was just a really nice experience, and I'm definitely glad that we tried that one out, and we don't have to do. That was relatively recent.
yeah,
That was in June.
That was only a few months ago, a couple months ago,
A month ago,
Wow.
last month.
Yeah.
So it wasn't all that long ago. So I don't know that we need to go anytime soon, but I would definitely want to go back there.
I would do it again in a few years, kind of thing, or if we read that something's changed, or
Right.
significantly changed, not just that
Right. Or
we changed from this to that on the menu, but
right,
there's a bigger
depending
change.
on where we're at
Right.
or what's going on, you know, it'd definitely be something that we'd say, "Hey, that was really good." I mean,
or if we knew somebody that was with us that we thought would enjoy it, we would take them for sure.
oh yeah, No,
Because we say that there's enough food. It was my backup plan because I hadn't had any food that day other than maybe a snack in the morning. Was I was going to hightail it to Casey's and get myself a chili dog.
we all thought we were going to Casey's. It
Right.
was like, yeah, we sat down at the restaurant, we're looking at the menu, and we're like, yeah, we're going to go to Casey's afterwards. But
Right.
we never went.
No.
We didn't need to because we were full,
Yeah.
and we really enjoyed that.
Yeah. It was basically a full meal by the time we were done.
Right. We thought it was just going to be finger foods, but between
Right.
that, I'm sure it helped that you and I had added on the cheese and fruit.
Oh, sure.
So that was, because it was cheese and fruit and crackers.
Right.
That was, a decent amount of food that they gave us there. Then the desserts.
Right.
And then, like, if your friend doesn't like one of the things, you end up eating it. So there was a lot of eating done.
Yeah.
But that
Surprisingly, for tea time.
That was a really good event. Something I would definitely recommend to
Right.
people. Of course, I like going to Grand Floridian. I like going to all the resorts on the monorail,
Sure.
of course. Now it's not difficult, a little bit frustrating, since every time you get off the monorail, when you get back on the monorail, you have to do the baggage check.
Well, I mean, it is and it isn't.
I mean, I'm glad for it. I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for the safety.
Well, there's that aspect, and it's also, even though you have to do it at each place there's less of a line. So, there's very rarely more than a couple people in front of you, as opposed to like when you
Doing
used
it
to
at
get
the parks.
doing it at the park, and then also you're 50 back, and of course you pick the line where each person ahead of you has 5 bags, and each of them has something in it that they shouldn't have, a selfie stick, and then they don't speak the language, and the security guard doesn't know what to do, and all the usual things that take a lot of time. So it's annoying when you're just trying to hotel hop, but it's
Right. And that's usually what we do, because we
Right.
just go into the hotel to go shopping
right.
or for dining. We
Or
go to
dining, or if there's an event, or if there's during the holidays. I mean, all three. Well, Polynesian, they all decorate, but Polynesian has the least. But Grand Floridian has the
gingerbread house.
the gingerbread house, and then Contemporary has a gingerbread display, and there's just lots of stuff to look at. So
I believe all the resorts have a Christmas tree.
yeah, they'll all have a Christmas
Some of them
tree.
are inside, some of them are outside. Some of them
Correct.
might have both. But yeah, resort hopping is a lot of fun, especially around the holidays, seeing the different decorations.
Right.
We'll have to talk about that in a future podcast. We'll talk about some decorations and things to do over the holidays.
Oh yeah, there's a ton of things to do. So
Yeah, there are.
without ever getting into a park.
Yeah, there are.
Yeah.
There really are. That's what I love about Disney. You don't have to go to the park. I mean, we go to the parks a lot.
Right.
We don't go on the rides a lot.
Well, it's also a good option when you if you're visiting and you want to, say you're visiting for 6 days, but you only want to buy a 5-day pass, if you know about all these things, you can have a non-park day yet still be fully immersed in Disney.
Oh, people do that all the time.
Sure.
They plan their days so that park hoppers are great.
Right.
Of course, we naturally have it because we're pass holders, so we are able to park hop as we wish.
Right.
So it's definitely a perk in having them, but honestly, there's nothing wrong with buying tickets without the park hopper option,
right,
and sticking to one park per day, because there's so many things to do inside of one park.
Oh, for sure.
And as you said, there's so many things to do outside of the parks.
Right.
So you can definitely find different things to do. But one of the things I really enjoyed doing was that tea time.
Yep.
That was really, really good.
Yeah, I highly recommend it. It's something you would never think to do until you see it, and then...
I'm so glad that we're recording this.
Yeah.
Andrew said he would highly recommend tea.
That's right. I won't regale anybody with my really bad English accent, though. So,
you want Rosa Regal?
Rosa Regal? No, that's that wine that you think you liked but didn't.
No, I didn't think I liked it. Everybody at Disney thinks I like it.
Well,
I tell them, it's this really sweet wine, and it was red in color. Oh, you want the Rosa Regal? And then I had it, and I was like, nope, that's not what I want. It's okay. I'm just not a big wine person.
But the guy at the restaurant said that was the one that they served you. So maybe you were just had too many other glasses of wine to think it was that one.
I don't know. He said it was strawberry wine.
Well, I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Well,
either way, I'm getting tired.
All right.
I think it's time to close this one up.
I think so.
So thank you for listening. Hopefully, if you haven't done so already, you will subscribe.
Yep, absolutely.
Subscribe to our podcast.
That's right.
You know how to find us because you found us.
Yeah.
We're here. So you had to have found us. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, we'd love to hear from you.
Absolutely.
Maybe. No, of course
Maybe.
we'd love to hear from you.
Yeah.
We want your questions and comments and suggestions.
Yeah.
Tell us what you have to say. You can reach us on our website, twogrownupsandamouse.com. One big word, 2 grown-ups and a mouse.
.com.
Of course.
Or
go on Facebook.
At 2 Grown-Ups and a Mouse.
Or Twitter.
At 2 Grown-Ups and a Mouse.
Or Instagram.
At 2 Grown-Ups and a Mouse.
You can get to all three of those from our website. It's pretty easy.
And I am sensing a pattern in there, so.
Yeah. 2 Grown-Ups and a Mouse. You're listening to 2 Grown-Ups and a Mouse. The website's 2 Grown-Ups and a Mouse.
I think so.
So they've subscribed. They've sent their questions. Now it's time to say goodnight.
Or good morning.
Or good afternoon.
I don't know. Which one are they listening to?
Why don't we just say goodbye?
Okay. Goodbye.
Bye.